All right, question number 28, let's get right into it. So we have in planning maintenance for a city's infrastructure, a civil engineer estimates that starting from the present, the population of the city will decrease by 10% every 20 years. If the present population of the city is 50,000, which of the following expressions represents the engineer's estimate of the population of the city T years from now? All right, guys, so this is an exponential problem because if the current population decreases by 10% every 20 years, that means that it's always going to be changing. So this is not a linear equation, it's an exponential one. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to need to look at each answer choice and figure out which one could be correct. So it says that the population of the city will decrease by 10% every 20 years. So when we say decrease by 10%, that's basically the same thing as saying I'm going to take my population, and then I'm going to subtract off my population multiplied by 10%, okay? So if I just did p times 0.1, this would be the equivalent of saying that my population is going to decrease by 90%. So this is not the right value. This is the right value right here, because what I'm saying is, p times 0.1, that's a small amount, right? So it's equivalent to 10%, and then we subtract that off from our starting population. So whenever I factor out a p here, I get p1 minus 0.1, and I'm going to get p times 0.9, okay? So we want our answer choice to look something like this. So A and B are already out. So now we need to look at, is this exponent here? So you need to ask yourself, which exponent here makes the most sense? So it says the city will decrease by 10% every 20 years. So what that means is that basically we have something per 20 years. And anytime you have per 20 years, right, the 20 years has to be on the bottom. So that means that we're going to need to have t over 20. And another way to think about this is if we get 10% every 20 years, at year 1, how much is it going to decrease by? Well, we haven't even hit 20 years yet, so it's not going to decrease by 10, right? It's going to have to be something less than that, right? So this is basically just showing that as you get closer to 20, you get closer and closer to 1. And as you get closer and closer to 1, that means that you get closer and closer to 0.9 to the first power. And if it's to the first power, it just means that you're decreasing it by 1.9, okay? So hopefully that wasn't too confusing, but the correct answer choice is going to be D. C is out. Hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.